So welcome all. In the last video we have seen how the data is to be retrieved in the vector register. We have seen a vector register is there, and in this vector register, if the data is stored in a strided fashion, maybe stride is a constant distance between the consecutive elements, right? So if a stride is 1, they are just consecutive. If stride is 2, then one element is interleaved, and so on. But suppose it is not in a strided fashion. Okay, if what is happening, the data is on little distance, they are not having the same stride. Okay, stride means it will maintain a constant distance between the elements to be operated on. Suppose they are not maintaining a constant stride. In that case, what will happen? In that case, if we want to read, we have two options. Either we will access all the elements and use only the needed one. It is wastage. The best thing to do will be to use some way to access the data from a different location and keep in our vector register. Okay. In this way. So such operations can be understood as a scatter and gather operation. When you are reading the data from multiple locations, you will call it as gather operation. You are gathering the data from multiple locations in your vector register. And scatter will be an operation where you want to store the results in different locations. Okay. So let us see something about the gather and scatter operation. Suppose this is a loop. You want to vectorize it. Now you can see here it is having an indirect access operation, right? What is happening here is you are storing some value in AI. What are you storing? The BI plus C, some index value. Which index value? It is stored in D. Suppose this was your C. In this C, at different locations you were having certain values. Suppose at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on 22, 31 and so on, and you have certain values on 2, suppose 60, on 3, suppose 81, on 22 it is 62, on 31 it is 48, certain values. Now in D, what you are storing? You are storing only those indexes where your important values are there. So you are storing here 2, 3, 22, 31 and so on, only the useful indexes. So when you are accessing C of Di, I is moving here, so D0 will be 2, so C of 2 is 60, right? So here you will get the value 60. So this is a indirect access. So here what you are doing in gathering operation, you are using this indirect load operation where you will load the vector. RC is having the base address, so you will load the base address plus the values from this particular vector register. You have loaded this vector register RD. So you have loaded this, and according to these indexes, the value 2 will be added to the base address here, and then the particular value will be accessed and stored in the vector register, VC. Now then you loaded VB, and then you perform the addition, and then you store the results. No problem. Now you will understand this as gather operation. You are gathering from different locations, which is not in a strided fashion, not a constant distance. Same thing, you can understand it here also. Suppose you have a sparse matrix. A sparse matrix is something like a matrix where most of the values are 0, and only at certain positions important values are there. Okay, so suppose this is your vector in the memory. So you want to keep the values on 0 index, 2 index, index 6 and index 7, and rest of the indexes, whatever they are not usable. Okay, means they are empty, 0 or whatever, they are not to be changed. So while storing, what you are doing, suppose it is on 0 location, this value has to be kept, right? It means in the memory base plus 0, this value is kept. Okay, in this way also these gather scatter operations can be understood and used. Okay, now conditional operations in a loop. Now let us think about a different thing. Till now we were aware that this is a particular matrix and in this way it is being stored, right? Now we are unaware in case of something which is happening dynamically at runtime. So we are unaware of these things, which data to operate on and which data not to operate on. In that case, you will have to access all the data, but on the basis of condition, some of them will be operated and some of them will not be. Now, how can you decide which to operate and which not to? This is your condition. So if at all you are not vectorizing, if it is a scalar loop, in that case definitely each time you will access this instruction, you will execute them, find the this particular thing, evaluate the predicate, and on the basis of it you will execute the instruction or not, right? Now we are providing here you a masked operation. What it means, you will calculate a mask. You will load the two vectors A and B, and then you will calculate a mask. Mask will be a bit sequence of 0 and 1. Based on the condition here, based on the condition you will judge, you will find it is comparing non-zero A. So you will see the value of A, and accordingly you will decide whether it has to be operated or not. The condition is true or false. If it is true, in that case the value is 1, otherwise it is 0. Okay, so whenever it is 1, something operation will take place, and if it is 0, those indexes, the operations results should not be reflected. Okay, so in masked operation, how this vectorized code will be there: vector load A vector, no problem, load B vector, no problem, without checking anything, then calculate the V mask. What is the condition? Same condition which is there in the if statement. So you kept the condition. On the basis of this you calculated the V mask, a bit sequence where it should be 0 or 1, and then you gave another instruction to vector multiply V0 and V1. So what it did, it has to do multiplication of AI and BI, all the elements, right? But results are to be reflected according to the mask. Why? It is basically hardware implemented that you have to perform this whenever mask is set. You have to understand that according to the values of the mask bits, where the values are 1, on those indexes the results are to be reflected, and on the other places where the mask value is 0, for those indexes the results are not to be reflected. Okay, so in this way this will perform the operation, set the results, and it will be stored. Such operations can be understood as predicated executions. Okay, execution is predicated on mask bit. Depending on the mask value, the result is to be reflected. Okay, now another example here you can say, depending on this predicate, depending on this condition, whether the value of ai will be stored in C or by will be stored in C. So depending on this is a vector, this is another vector, and you calculated the V mask, and the condition was ai is greater than equal to bi. So 1 is greater than equal to 2, no, it is the mask value is 0. 2 is greater than equal to 2, yes, equal to, so it is 1. 3 is greater than equal to 2, yes, so it is 1, other place it is 0. So as a result, now what you can do is, in the first step you are comparing A and B and calculating the V mask, and then after calculating the V mask, wherever it is 1, you want to store the value of A in the C. Okay, suppose here you have a C. In this C, masked store of A into C. Okay, so wherever it is 1, you will store it in store the value of A, right? So in this place nothing, it is 2, then 3, nothing, nothing, and then 0, 6, minus 7. Okay, and then after that you will complement the V mask. Complementing means 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, right? Then what you are going to do, you will masked store B into C. So wherever it is 1, that value will be stored in C. It is 10, it is minus 4. Okay, and then you will get the result. In this way vector operations can be done. Now the question is, how can this be represented actually, means how can this be implemented? These masked operations in hardware, how can it be implemented? So it can be implemented in two ways. You can see, one is simple implementation, another is density time implementation. In simple implementation, what will happen, you will allow all the n operations, okay, execute all the n operations one by one, and when the result is coming, then you will check the corresponding mask bit. If the mask bit is 1, you will reflect the result in the resulting vector, resulting register. If the mask bit is 0, you will not reflect the results. Okay, fairly simple. However, another option can be density time implementation. In this, what will happen, you will have an extra logic circuit here to understand that wherever the mask bits are 1, only those elements of the vector should be passed for execution. Okay, so here you have to choose which one is better. You will say it is a fairly simple thing. You will not need any extra logic here. However, here you will need extra logic, but execution, you are not wasting your pipeline. You are executing only the needed operations. Okay, so there is a trade-off. Which one you have to choose, it is your choice. So now we may go further where we will see some more important things. Let us see more important things in next video. Thank you.